Science, go! How's everyone doing? Yo, okay. So, why is it important to support women in STEM and different people from different ethnicity in STEM? Specifically, if you are in a society where it's probably more monolithic in culture, why is it important to support this in STEM? I'm from the UK, so I'm speaking from a UK perspective. Every perspective is good. You can take things from different people's perspective and utilize it in your own surroundings and settings. So why is it important to support women women in STEM and other people from different ethnicity in STEM? Okay, so science, right? The industry of science requires a plethora of different personality types and different thinking. It requires plethora. It requires a plethora of personalities. People that are really good at imagining different things, outside the box thinkers, help with bringing new ideas to the table. People that have a strength in critical thinking is important because they see the minute details. And this is important in science as well. Being able to see the details of things, things that people may have missed, they're able to see the details. And these details are very, very important. So people that have personalities that are have more critical thinking is important in science. And people that have more of a that has both of that has an out of the box thinking, imagination, and critical thinking is important. So all these personalities, all types of personalities, is important in science. A great example of this is the Large Hadron Collider in Europe. This project got so many different people involved, different countries around Europe involved to create this Large Hadron Collider. So this means different ethnicities, different personalities came together for one idea to create something beautiful. So it looks like something captured their imagination, and they all work together with all their different skills and culture to create something beautiful like the Large Hadron Collider. America tried to do this by themselves in just North America, but it didn't really work. I think because it was probably a large dream, a large goal, but the amount of knowledge they had in just America itself wasn't large enough, I don't think, and the personalities and the it just wasn't enough. Europe, such a big challenge like the Large Hadron Collider, truly needed more than just one country to do. We're speaking just country there. The point I'm trying to make is that diversity is very important in the industry of science. And within diversity, you have different personality types, different knowledge type bases. Let's touch into personality. I studied personality types. I've been studying a lot of MBTI. It's just a branch of psychology that focuses on the different personality types and the strength of different personality types. And each individual, each one of us has a personality and different strengths and weaknesses that come with that personality. And there's certain personality types that are very, very rare in people. They're very rare in men and even rarer in females. And if these personality types are coupled with an interest in science, they can create something so spectacular. It literally changes the course of humanity. Like Nikola Tesla, with his motor technology and the plethora of inventions that he invented. He had a personality type that was very unique. He was able to have abstract, out of the box thinking and has the critical thinking and critical skills to bring those into fruition. What a personality and what a skill it is for the industry of science. And look what it has changed. He predicted the phone before the phone came to be. So many different things. The point is, there are some personality types that are very rare. And if they're so rare in men and even rarer in women, if we have a society that doesn't allow women with these personality types to be themselves, then we will never see the byproduct of them being themselves. Don't forget, them pursuing science and the inventions that come after, it's only as a result of them being able to be themselves, them being able to choose engineering, which a lot of women are not in, men being able to choose some professions that only favor women. We won't be able to see the byproducts because a society is not allowing these women to be themselves. These personalities are theirs. We have to allow a space where everybody can express their personalities to the full potential, and we will see so many byproducts that change the world. Cancer being solved, cancer being being solved, different technologies helping each other, and different ways of doing things that allow us to live in peace. So that's why it's one reason why it's important to support women in STEM, because these personalities are rare. If we allow a space where these rare personalities can be themselves without judgment, that's a beautiful thing. That's one reason why I think it's important to support women in STEM, because currently there are some stigmas in that. I'll bring it to some of my personal experience, and I want you to see the link between this. I grew up in a multicultural society, in a multicultural environment. Because I grew up in such a multicultural environment from birth, I personally found it very easy to to relate to people. I find it very easy to relate, to see myself in people that may look like they're from different cultures, because I grew up around that. So they say you are who you are, the friends and company you keep. My close friends were mixtures of people from Wales, a guy from Bangladesh, a guy from South America, Chile, Pakistan, Nigerian, Zimbabwean, Jewish, Jewish, and Somalian. These were my closest groups of friends growing up. So it became so easy to relate, to see myself in them. And it becomes easy to see myself in different people in different positions. I find it a lot more easier to do it. But when I went to university, my university was more monolithic in culture. It was mostly people from up north of England that went to the university, and they were more coming from small villages, small towns, where it was just a lot more Caucasian people with just monolithic culture. When I went to uni, it was mostly like that, people from monolithic cultures, from the same culture. So they couldn't really relate to other cultures other than seeing them on TV and relating it on that point of view. So it was harder for them to relate to people in, as themselves, which is understandable. I understood why. And I had a friend, he was Caucasian as well. He was white. And we grew up in London, which is where I was born. And he found it quite difficult to some degree to relate to just a monolithic culture, because he's used to being around so many different cultures. And when I went to lectures, there was a Nigerian PhD student that was teaching as well. And when he was teaching, I felt, ooh, automatically I kind of felt a bit, oh, that's quite nice to see. It felt, ooh, I can see myself. Like I already knew I was going to be a scientist. It wasn't. It was already there, but it kind of made me feel a bit, ooh, I could just imagine a bit of myself doing that as well. So having that feeling, I felt, wow, okay, I see why representation matters. Because even for me, growing up in a multicultural society and not having that much of an issue in relating myself in different positions, when I saw that Nigerian student, PhD student, teaching, it kind of helped reinforce where I wanted to go, where I wanted to be. I already had it there, but helped reinforce it. So then I started to put myself in the shoes of women, in the shoes of other people from different ethnicities that may not see that representation, that may not see that representation in themselves. So I started to realize, okay, if a woman is seeing a lot of men in maybe in especially in engineering, because a lot of women are in like biology subjects, but if they only see men in positions in engineering and they don't see themselves being represented in those settings, I could see why it can be a little bit of a deterrent. I can see why it could be a little bit, oh, I understood. And when you have someone that is in those positions that does look like you, it does make you feel a bit confident. So it is important. But I would like to preface this. Science is not about just looks. No. The industry of science is about doing the science, being able to be competent in the science. That's even more important. The look is the icing on the cake. So we should have people that represent, that are about their science, that do have some great scientific contribution. We don't want to just, we don't want it to be a thing where it just looks, oh, you look like a scientist, so be there. No, 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 no. Or you look like a scientist, so you're a female, you be the representation. No. Is you have great works as a woman. You're doing great works. Because this panel, or whatever we are, has a lot of males, or has a lot of people, like males, let's put you here. Let's highlight your research. That is already great, but let's highlight it a bit more in this public setting. So we don't only highlight your research, which is great in the world of science, but we're also putting you in the front line, in the front line, so we can encourage other girls to do what you do. That is the thinking I believe we should go down when it comes to representation, because representation does matter. And we should do this for different ethnicities as well. Not just because, oh, you are maybe Indian or African, so we'll just put you here just to represent. No, your work, is it competent? If it is, we're going to support that, and we'll put you in the front line so you can help, inspire other younger people to continue being themselves, if that's the industry that they gravitate to. So as a society, we have an obligation to support each other. And this is just one way that we can do it. Representation, the right representation at the right times and of that nature. Because I understand why it does matter. It does. Even for me, I find, like I said, I find it easier to relate because of my upbringing. But some people grow up in a monolithic culture and they don't see these things. So they may not know that they can be themselves. So it's just a small part of the puzzle of science. Just a small part. It's not a big. It's not a. It's a problem and it's a part of science that we can make and do better at it. So that's just my reasoning why representation matters. So anyway, I gotta go. And until next time, stay curious, stay blessed. Peace out. And don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. These where I'm more active on these sites and Facebook as well. Until next time, stay curious, stay blessed. Peace.